Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the third and final season of our Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition Chronicle, Blood on the Grand Strand. This is episode 4, Something I'd Forgotten. Let's meet our unforgettable vampires, starting with Chris.
Hello, everyone. I'm Chris, ThePrimogen, and I'm playing Anthony Tulip, the Tzimitzi sire.
Thank you. Harry?
Hi, I'm Harry. I play Galen, Somnus, the Salubri.
Doctor. You have to add. Chris has started a trend, so now you have to add something to the end of it.
Yeah, doctor.
And back triumphantly for the first time this season, Josh.
Hello, I'm playing Hunter Puro, the Ravnos dickhead.
I would have went with pirate. But dickhead works as well.
Same thing.
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah, hello, I'm Gitu. I play Astrid the Tremere.
God's favorite.
Wannabe prince. I don't know how this is going to go, but there it is.
That is factual. As always, this is a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition actual play. We've gone over our safety and consent, but please check in with yourselves as your well-being is important to all of us who are playing. So if you all are ready, let's head back to the beach and continue our vampire story. In the quiet recesses of the soul, there exists a haunting fear, an age-old ache, the fear of being forgotten. It is a specter that lingers in the shadows of our consciousness, a relentless whisper in the depths of our thoughts. Even immortals grapple with this desire, and whether consciously or not, create childer to leave their mark upon the world, like footprints in the sand that defy the relentless tide of time. In the end, however, it is in the fleetingness of mortal life that kindred can discover the true value of every breath, every smile, and every act of kindness. It is in the dance of impermanence that true essence of remembrance is found. We begin our scene tonight with you, Hunter. After facing off against vampire hunters inside of the Hollow and narrowly avoiding the rage of your werewolf ally, you, Galen, and the former Thin Bloods extracted Frankie and shipped him off to the Thin Blood commune at the Freestyle Amusement Park. His fate, you knew, would be final death. Therefore, it felt incumbent upon you to visit the mother of Frankie's child, Bree, and her uncle, your old friend Coop, whether to tell her of his fate or to simply check in with her, knowing that you not only did everything you could to protect her, you succeeded. Driving away from Myrtle Beach and into the arguably less impressive Tabor City, just over the border to North Carolina, you pull into the prefab home you had Caden purchase for them. As you brake and turn off the engine, you feel your cargo lurch in the trunk. Frankie wasn't the only thing extracted from the upside-down house. A Salubri, who was apparently working with the hunters, was taken down and staked by Ramon and loaded into your car. He's covered with a tarp, so he'll be safe from the sun, which is rapidly approaching, and whether his presence weighs on your mind and what is waiting for you back in Myrtle Beach is entirely up to you.
I think Hunter is probably he's managed to calm down from the encounter at the Hollow. He has refocused his mind, and I think at this point he is thinking about all the things he could or should tell Bree. So that's what he's focused on. He doesn't know the Salubri from Jack, so he's just gonna take the bumpy roads.
That's correct. So do you stay in the car? Do you let it idle? Do you shut it off right away? Do you shut the headlights off before you pull in as to not alert them that someone is pulling into their driveway? How do you approach the house?
I think he approaches as he normally would. He's not going to be subtle about it. So he's just going to stop in their driveway and turn everything off and jump out.
To your surprise, the house is completely lit up. It is around 4:30 in the morning. Most mortals would be asleep unless they were getting up for work. So maybe Coop is getting up for work. But every light in the house is on, even bedroom lights. So it seems a little bit odd.
I'm going to, as I make my way up to the front door, I'm going to start peeking in the windows then.
Peeking in the windows, you can see right into the living room. And you see Bree there. Her fiery red hair is all disheveled. It looks like she maybe hasn't had a shower today. Maybe hasn't had time. And on her lap is baby Hunter, her baby girl, Frankie's daughter. She's bouncing her up and down. And it looks like she's trying to get her to go to sleep. And wits and insight, please, Hunter.
Ooh, okay. 2.
2 successes is enough. You could swear that this... You're looking at Bree, and, it's been a long time since you've been in the embrace of your own mother or seen mothers interact with their children. That's not really a nighttime activity. But the way Bree looks at baby Hunter, you would swear that this baby is causing her attention to be drawn to her a little bit more intensely than perhaps an average woman with an average child.
Okay. Interesting. Not of huge concern, but this is basically the first sign I've seen of something special about this kid.
That would be correct.
Okay. I don't know if Hunter was hoping for this, but this is definitely what he was looking for. Keeping an eye out for. So he's just going to go up and very politely knock on the door and wait.
Doesn't take long. You do see from your vantage point, from where you were peeking into the window, that Bree does look up at the door, but she doesn't make any attempt to get up. And Coop opens the door, and he seems very surprised to see you. And he says, "Well, dang, boy. About time you come and visit us."
I know I am well past due, but I thought tonight would be a good night for it. Can I come in?
Night. It's practically morning. Have you stayed up all night, or are you up early?
This one's an early one. There's a lot to be doing.
Well, we're up all night over here. Bree's bouncing baby girl. Boy, does she not like to sleep at night.
No, is she a little night owl?
I guess you could call it that. She'll sleep all day long. We gotta wake her up just to feed her sometimes.
Well, it's takes different strokes, I guess. Maybe I've learned a few tricks.
Would you like to come in?
Yes, please. I've not got long, but it's good to see you, Coop.
It's good to see you too. Again, thank Caden. Caden, when he came with this place, and was a godsend. Honestly, I don't know how he found it.
Caden's got a lot of talents, and I made sure that he was looking out for us and you. So only the best.
He holds the door, pulls the screen door open, and holds the main door open very wide for you. Please make yourself at home. I have to get to work, but feel free to have something to drink, have something to eat. I'm sure Bree is ready to pass out any moment.
I bet she is. You have a good day now.
All right, I'll see you.
Talk to you later. Bree.
Bree looks up at you. She's got very dark circles under her eyes, and she looks a little pale. And she says, "Oh, my stars, Mr. Pierrot. It's been so long."
It's been too long. How are you and the child?
Oh, wonderful. My sleep schedule's been crazy since she was born, but absolutely wonderful. How's the doc? I mean, I meant to make appointments with him, but the baby, she's just asleep during the day, every day. It's hard to even get her out of bed.
maybe the doctor could make a house call. I'll
Do you think he would?
Oh, for you and the child, absolutely. He'll know how to help. Would you like me to take her?
I would love it.
You have a lie down, and I kind
Really?
of scoop up the kid.
All right. And she very happily hands the baby over to you, and she almost immediately starts closing her eyes and nodding off on the couch. Little baby Hunter has a shock of bright red hair, and but has very dark eyes that look just like Frankie's eyes. And the baby looks at you, and would you roll me a composure and resolve roll, please?
I certainly can.
Just
That
have
is 5.
That is enough. You can tell that the baby is attempting to draw you in to its presence, trying to focus all of your attention on it, to give it your undying and devoted focus. But you are able to resist, should you wish to.
Now, I know this trick. You're very cute, but it's not going to work. What have you been feeding the child?
Bree stirs. Breast milk.
Oh, good.
She's about 6 months old. I don't want to. I mean, we're going to start on regular food stuff.
Good. Well, I mean, I suppose you know more about that than I would, but no.
I'm learning every day, Mr. Burrow.
Well, for the best of the kid, I suppose. I'm going to. Well, I mean, she's nodding off, so it doesn't have to be super surreptitious. But I'm going to check the kid's teeth. Or I suppose no, there wouldn't be any teeth.
No
but
teeth?
Is there any like change in the shape of the gums?
I don't think you're quite qualified. I don't think you have any history of orthodontia. No, I don't think so.
No. Okay.
At the very least, you know that this child is sleeping during the day and has some ability of
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to use my own awe to try and soothe the kid to sleep.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, your awe draws its attention, and it starts laughing uncontrollably, giggling, kicking at your face, but not in a malicious way. It's trying to grab at your ears, at your nose, pull on your bandana or any loose hair that's coming out of it. It seems delighted, and Bree opens her eyes. This baby is going to absolutely kill me.
No, it's just a phase, I'm sure.
At 6 months. Kind of early for a phase.
Well, we'll see it play out, but you should get some rest.
Oh, do me a favor then. At least put her in the crib. And she looks at her watch. It's God. Usually around 5 a.m. she passes out, and it's getting to be that time. And you, of course, Hunter, can feel that it is absolutely getting to be that time.
Yeah, I'm sleepy too, kid. Maybe. And I just kind of play with the child on the way to the crib, and I just like let it grab my hand, and I suppose internally examining the presence of awe that this baby gives off. And
you would like to roll me an intelligence and occult roll. I can see what exactly you can figure out, or wits and occult, whichever is higher for you. Okay, so you rolled 3 successes for that. And could you remind me again what exactly you were looking for? What exactly?
I suppose Hunter was just examining the feelings he get as he feels the awe coming off of this kid.
Doesn't feel like awe that you've experienced. That, I mean, you can't feel your own, but it doesn't feel like awe that you've experienced coming from other vampires. The child has a heartbeat. the child has breath in them. You can feel the organs. You can tell the child is wearing a diaper. You've received information that the child eats. This is something inherent. This isn't something that they're doing or that they're conscious of necessarily. They're doing it in the same way that children grab a finger when they're infants. How you feel about that is up to you.
How the hell do you teach a 6-month-old to turn off their magic powers?
Oh, you don't have to communicate with it. Perhaps if you had different disciplines at your disposal, perhaps you could. You're not really sure. Maybe it is maybe a field trip to Tabor City with your coterie is in order at some point in the future.
Yep.
But Hunter starts falling asleep in your arms. It's very quick, too. That looks familiar. And the baby doesn't stir. Breathing becomes very, very slow and mechanical.
Okay. Well, I slowly place them in the crib, and then I go back to Bree. And I say, has that kid ever had any skin allergies?
No, we're gonna do all those things like give him like the wooden spoons and start introducing eggs and all that stuff to see if the allergies are there, and the milk and all that stuff.
I was more thinking sunlight.
I mean, not that we've gone out in the sun that much because she's sleeping during the day, but not that I've noticed.
Yeah, well, probably nothing then. Kid's got Frankie's eyes.
Bree has entirely fallen asleep. Don't think she heard you. She starts lightly snoring. And as you look at her, Hunter, something about you is proud. Or maybe happy, grateful. It's hard feeling to pinpoint in this moment. You saved her, not only from whatever Frankie was planning for her, but you saved her long enough for her to have this child. Whether this child is a miracle is up for debate, but the child's alive, the child she wanted. They're safe here, and they can have some sort of life. You feel a warmth in you. Suddenly your heart ticks very quickly. It's almost startling, almost pushes you back a single step. And Hunter, please give yourself an extra dot in humanity. And a new touchstone of Bree.
Oh my god. I will.
Whether there's time to wonder, of course your heart doesn't beat anymore. It's just a single beat. You need to sleep. You can't fall asleep in the middle of her living room. You see all the windows in every direction.
Well, Bree, this has been wonderful. I suppose I don't know when next time is, but I'll see if I tell you about Frankie then. Damn it.
Her snoring gets a little bit louder.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point. I should get to that too. And then I just kind of leave, make sure the door's locked, and then drive home.
You're not really going to have time to drive all the way home. Tabor City is about 45 minutes away. But you do know, purchasing this house, Caden would never purchase any place that you would ever want to visit at any point without a contingency plan. So if you go around the back of the home, you know you'll find a bulkhead.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, in that case, I actually park my car like around the corner, somewhere under a bunch of trees, somewhere.
Yeah, it's very, very rural here.
Yeah, so I'll do that, and then I'll run back to the bunker.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you can pull open the bulkhead. It's not locked or anything, and It's not exact, doesn't look like Coop and Bree did anything to, maybe make a rumpus room or whatever they used to call it in the 70s. But it's got some boxes and it's got some sleeping bags down there, so you could zip yourself up in a sleeping bag and just hope no one disturbs you.
Yep, that's the plan.
All right, and leave whoever that Salubri is out in the car. Sure, he'll be fine. All right. So, contemporaneously, as that was occurring, moving our scene over to Anthony. Anthony, you had a little bit more of a eventful or exciting night. Depends on your point of view. You went with your remaining coterie, some thin bloods, and you diablerized one, or at least killed one of Canante's lieutenants, Cobra. You saved diablerized. All right. You saved the remaining thin bloods that were still around at the Freestyle Amusement Park. And when Stella called you in distress because Canante had planted a bomb in her home and it had gone off, her issues of her clan came to the surface, realizing she did not know what to do without being able to sleep with her things. And in that moment, you decided to admit to her that you are her sire and asked her to meet you where you turned her, at a defunct gas station owned by Hunter in the middle of Little River. So you are sitting there and you're waiting for her. Astrid gave you her car. Is there anything you'd like to do, prepare, or are you waiting in the car, outside the car? What is happening in the scene, Anthony?
I'm in the basement where I first found them. There was a basement location, I recall.
It was?
And has there been any changes to the location since last time we were there? Is the blood stain still there?
The bloodstains are still there. The jacket and everything that was there when Stella was turned is still there, her old jacket. It's all dried now, but you didn't inform Caden to clean it, or ask Hunter to have Caden clean it up, so still as it was.
That's good. I'll just wait there. I'll pick up her jacket, I guess. Hold it for now. Fold it in my lap and wait for Stella to show up.
You hear a car pull in speedily, loudly into the parking lot. Loud slam. You assume it's your car, at least you hope so, as you did leave it near her house. And footsteps racing into the gas station, racing down the stairs. Is the door to the basement open or closed?
It's open, so I can see through it.
Yeah, Stella comes racing in. She looks as if she's been crying. Her eyes are rimmed with blood coming down this way, whether from what you had told her or from the night itself is unknown. And she stops short as she sees you, stops dead in her tracks.
Take a seat. I nod my head to a pile of cinder blocks.
Stella looks at them, looks at you, and she acquiesces silently, sits down.
It's all of your things. They're all destroyed.
Yes.
You know who did this. You know Canante did this.
Yes. The Thin Bloods told me they went to my house after they went out with Hunter and Galen to wait for their Thin Blood friends. Canante came and paid them a visit.
I'm going to guess you have questions.
Why? Didn't you tell me?
There wasn't any need for you to know. You weren't supposed to be turned.
So it was better that I got into the hands of Azaria?
You would never have caught me dead saying this a few nights ago. But Azaria is a damn better sire than I am.
It's not true. You don't know her. I know we're all dead, but she's dead inside.
I know. If it were up to me, you would have still been lying there dead.
So why aren't I?
That you got hurt. Because it's my fault that you were dying. And I gave you a choice. And you wanted it. And I could not deny you that.
I don't remember that.
You wanted it. And you reveled in it.
That doesn't sound like me.
No. And I'm glad it doesn't, because there's nothing to enjoy about this existence. But you know my stance on it. I'm not here to lecture you, and I've been trying to teach you to the best of my ability.
Anthony, that's all I want. I just want someone to guide me, and I don't want it to be Azaria.
You, I will help you, Stella. But there may come a time when I'm going to have to ask you to help me.
She comes over to you, gets off of the cinder blocks, and she does one light punch on your chest. I have always helped you. Don't treat our relationship like this now. I have always been there.
I know.
And I will always be there.
You can't promise that. You have not even seen the first chapter of the world we're living in. I've been trying to make sure that the things out there in the dark stay there, but it's coming, and it's coming fast. And there's talk of werewolves, there's the Sabbat. This is happening too fast. And one night, any one of us, Galen, Victoria, me or you, we could just snap. And when that happens, there's no turning back. We're monsters, Stella. And I didn't want to make you into a monster.
I believe you. Then help me.
I'll help you. On one condition.
Okay.
No more human blood.
Okay.
Okay. Anything I can do for you, I will. I promise.
Then stay with me.
I'll stay with you.
I have nothing left.
You have me.
Yeah. Okay. And she hugs you.
Slowly return the hug. Awkward. Trembling a little bit.
She feels it. She doesn't say anything. The sun is rapidly approaching. You know that there is little to no time to get anywhere else, but here is safe.
It's not ideal, but it will do.
She lets go of the hug and closes the door, and we'll talk more tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I take her in a hug as we lie down.
Mm-hmm. You lay in each other's arms, sire and child. The day passes, as it has always done in all of your unlives. The humans go about their business. They go to work, they eat, they have dates, go to the movies, whatever it is that they do. But you all lay here dead, to sleep, to the world, all in your various different places. But you will wake up, as you always do. So I need a rouse check from everyone, please. Josh and Kitsu, please increase your hunger by 1. We move our scene now to Astrid. It is a new night. You slept here in Pirate's Voyage, along with many other Thinbloods who are here, and a Tremere that you know, Alex, who has left the Camarilla and joined the Anarchs, with the promise from you and Galen, Victoria, and the rest of your coterie that you will help her take down Dean, that he's doing something so incredibly dangerous that he threatens the entire Grand Strand. So as you are sitting in front of your vanity in your and Hunter's room, the 18th century vanity, got all of your perfumes and jewelry and all the things little box sets that Hunter has bought for you, with little tags that say XO on them, and that you haven't opened yet because he keeps buying them, or has Caden keep buying them whenever he sees something he fancies. And you're getting ready, and Alex is pacing behind you. She doesn't seem to be that concerned about making herself look presentable. She just seems to be in an irritated state or a nervous state. You're not entirely sure, and she's pacing, just waiting for you to get dressed.
I don't take too long. I mean, light makeup, eyes, lips, maybe. It doesn't take too long. Braid the hair out of the way.
Eventually, irritatedly, she comes over to you and she's like, "You got any red lipstick? Red lipstick?"
Oh yes, of course. I've got mauve. I've got this one, and this one I haven't even opened. If you wanted, you can have it.
She grabs one without even looking at it. Walks over to the mirror across the room. Starts putting it on.
You know, I know you're very nervous.
I'm not nervous. I'm angry.
Angry. Talk to me. Let's do this.
I just need someone to listen to me. I just need someone to understand that we're all going to die. And no one believes me. No one believes me.
I believe you. I'm listening. Tell me everything.
Dean's going to get us all killed.
So you said he's going to call a pet, isn't he? That was the plan.
Has been trying to bind a werewolf to himself. Do you know how insane that is? Do you know what that's going to do?
I have a hunch, yes.
Ever since the Camarilla was destroyed, his tiny grasp on power broken, he has lost his mind. He refuses to let it go. And this is his great solution.
He does not have much to lose, I fear.
He has everything to lose. Astrid, I'm sorry. I've known Dean for decades. Everything that he has done has been built up to his control of the Grand Strand. And he has lost almost everything. He will do anything to keep and regain what he has lost. Anything. And I know it personally.
I believe you. And I believe I did not help the cause of him being pushed to do this. With breaking free of my own, on my own, but...
It's debatable. Between you and Ethan, it's debatable. He really knows how to pick his children. No offense.
None taken.
Please, Astrid, I know that you are close with Dean. I also know that you are close with the Baron. I need you to convince him to help me, to help us, all of us. I understand that the Sabbat are a threat. But if the werewolves come for us, we will all die. There is not only one werewolf on the Grand Strand. I hope you know that.
I would imagine, no, they come in packs.
You know how the rest of the Camarilla feel about you. And that's an opportunity we could talk about afterwards, but not until Dean is gone.
Yeah, that's something we should take next time. When things are calmer and when we don't have snouts at our backs, I suppose. I will definitely, let's go talk to the Anarch Baron, the actual Baron.
Good, I was worried I was in a crazy house.
You're good.
She says very sardonically as she leaves the room. And speaking of the Anarch Baron, move over to Galen. Galen, Pirate's Voyage right now looks more like a triage than it does an entertainment venue. Victoria has taken her new child, Caden, out to hunt and to teach him some things because he has just been embraced in less than 24 hours. And singing some thin bloods as well to gather some blood and some supplies, so she's not here. But the thin bloods who are injured, you are going to each one, whether treating them mundanely for injuries they suffered at freestyle amusement parks or using your disciplines to heal them. And Tom is being a very good nurse or a very good aide, however you'd like to refer to it. And you come across one and Tom tells you what their name is. And he says, this is Danny.
Well, pleasure to meet you, Danny. What seems to be the problem?
I think I dislocated my elbow or something.
Okay. I assume I have bandages around somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Tom
has got your doctor's bag and everything.
Yeah.
Helping you.
I'll just bite down on this and I'll hand him just the roll, the bandage rolled up, not in its packaging. And I will set his dislocated arm.
All right. He's doing
like
that.
a motherfucker. Hold still.
I won't make you make a roll for that because you are a professional. Not a doctor, not a human doctor, but you have been to medical school, so. And Tom,
leg, human arm. Not that
sure,
far
yeah,
apart.
whatever. I'm sure it's the same thing. Tom is sort of not begrudgingly, but sort of lamenting that so many of his fellow thin bloods, like himself, have a flaw of their blood that does not lend them to heal the way vampires do. And he's saying, I think it was a strategy, Galen. I think because they knew us, right? Because most of us were embraced by Frankie, not me, but most of us. And I think they knew the ones that were stronger, and they went after them first, and just let the rest of us get mowed down.
Maybe. I mean, that would track with what we've seen so far. They are a cunning foe, to say the least. But fortunately, we do have facilities to take care of our wounded. So,
but we got a lot of wounded. We got a lot of wounded, Galen.
We do, but there's no point in stressing over it right now. We have to treat them. We have to keep moving forward.
Well, I mean, we got to celebrate the wins, though, right? I mean, did you see Anthony took out Frankie's gone. Thank you. You're welcome. Mm-hmm. But Cobra was, if Frankie was his right hand, Cobra was his left hand, right? And he's gone. A win is a win, am I right?
We can celebrate our win once everybody's walking again. But yes, that's a promise. We will celebrate our win.
I would really like to.
Right now,
we really love to.
But he treated and then, back in shape.
I got to talk to you about something, Galen.
Yeah, what's going on?
It's really important. Mm-hmm. I am concerned.
What about?
You.
What about me?
You got me, right? Yeah. I'm your dude. We
Mm-hmm.
got your back. Rest of the Grand Strand kindred, I don't see them here. I heard talk. Not all of them are so stoked on you being Baron, and they think that you're only got the title because you got Victoria and Hunter and Prince's kid and Anthony behind you.
Well, that's an astute observation and almost certainly correct. But
what's wrong with Victoria, Galen? I guess this is my long and short of way of trying to get around it. What's wrong with her? Because bunch of thin bloods before she left with Caden were all trying to talk to her, and she acted like she didn't know who the fuck they were, and I know she knows who they are because I've seen them together before. So what the fuck's going on?
Something's happening to Victoria. She's losing her memory, and she's being called East. It won't be long before she completely forgets all of us and leaves.
Is that a thick blood thing?
Yes. And when you've been around as long as Victoria, it eventually starts to hate you.
Great.
I can't say that I'm looking forward to that proposition, obviously. I realize the strategic value that she grants us. And also, I mean, hell, I don't want to see her go. But she's going to, and there's very little we can do to stop it.
Galen, are you trying to lie to him? As you know, Victoria has told you multiple times that she will not go, that she is expecting you to diablerize her first. Or were you lying to her?
That's a good question, because I don't think Galen knows. Because in his mind, the idea of he doesn't want to diablerize Victoria. Period. That's not something. He would rather her just go to wherever she's going than to diablerize her. But at the same time, I think if it comes to that, I think he'd follow her wishes. But I think he's in a little bit of denial as to what he needs to do.
Okay. So I won't make you roll any rolls that you're specifically lying to Tom, who will counteract with wits and insight. And he will just shrug his shoulders and say, I am not trying to sound like a jerk. I'm going to preface it with this. I don't know if you can hold the Grand Strand without her.
I don't either, honestly.
Because dropping her name will shut up a lot of kindred. Even the prince doesn't want to talk about her.
I think the reality of the situation is that my own tenure as Baron will likely be over rather quickly once Kenanti's gone. I provide a sort of stability to the Anarchs here that will help them, fight Kenanti. I provide an order and a structure, but we're Anarchs. We're not Camarilla. We loathe structure like that, generally speaking.
Radical idea. A parliament? A committee?
I think that we do need to lay some sort of infrastructure once we deal with Kenanti to prevent the Grand Strand from falling into chaos once the unifying threat that we all have is gone.
Great, because I would really hate that once Victoria is gone that somebody eats you, because I kind of like you.
I don't want to get eaten either. And I do kind of like this place. But you are right that once Kenanti's gone, we're gonna have a hell of a job to do.
Cool. As you're having this conversation, Hunter, you arrive back in Pirate's Voyage. You have your Salubri mate in your hand, or in your arms rather, and you kick open the doors to your own establishment. Not only do you not see Caden anywhere, but you see that your business has been turned into a hospital of some kind. You see many, many thin bloods laying out all across the place, some of them bleeding, bandaged, and Galen seems to be playing nursemaid to all of them, going from person to person with Tom.
Good evening, everyone.
Tom looks instantly mortified. You do not need to make a roll.
Well, it seems you are all very comfortable. And as always, what is mine is yours. And it seems to mostly be yours at this point.
Well, I wouldn't say the people here are necessarily comfortable. A lot of broken bones. But we do appreciate your hospitality, genuinely.
Yes, I'm sure you do. How are you, Galen?
I'd be lying if I said that everything was going great, but things could have gone a lot worse. And I'm glad we got away with as relatively light casualties as we did.
I suppose that sounds like good news. You'll have to fill me in later. I have a couple of things for you. One, and he kind of jogs the fireman carried Salubri that's over his shoulder. It's right here. And I require you to make a house visit if you want to do me a favor.
Absolutely. Where do you need me to visit? What's wrong?
I don't know if there's anything wrong per se, but it is. And he gets in close and says in the cryptolect, Bree's child. Bree and Frankie's child. She sleeps during the day and has an unmistakable aura of supernatural power about her.
Now,
Very cute.
That's interesting. I'll have to go take a look.
Make
Can't
sure
say that's anything that I've experienced before.
Well, same here, which is why I need your expertise.
This moment, Astrid, you descend down the stairs. You see Galen and Hunter speaking in their cryptolect, which of course could overhear.
Fake Salubri in between us.
which of course you could hear, or you could interrupt them in a more mundane way.
I do not interrupt them. I simply join them like the shadow I am.
Mm-hmm. So as you're discussing with Galen about Bree and the strange habits of her baby, suddenly your girlfriend Astrid is standing right behind you with someone else, a blonde woman you don't know.
Oh, Astrid. Good to see you, my dear.
I link my arm under your free arm.
Oh yeah. One Tremere in the other.
And give your shoulder a little kiss on the shoulder, so I'm not interrupting anything that you're saying or doing. And I give a look at the corpse a little bit surprised, but I
was going to ask about that. Who's it?
Oh. Just a
It
little
is-
something I picked up in the hollow.
It is good to see you as well, though. You were missed. I missed you, I should say.
Anthony, you also arrive with Stella, and Stella has cleaned herself up somewhat. She's tried to get most of the blood off of her, but she's a little bit clingy is not the word that I want to use, but she's a little bit hovering, right? She doesn't really want to leave your periphery, and that's probably less of an emotional thing and more a Bane thing.
That's fine. I understand, and I tolerate it for now. But
You see your coterie gathered, Hunter carrying a staked Salubri and a bunch of thin bloods laying around, moaning in pain. Quite a scene,
just
quite a
another
sight.
night at the Pirate's Voyage. I'm not
Mhm.
entirely surprised. But I am surprised to see the entire coterie in one place. It's been a while.
I'm sorry, this welcome back is not as what you would expect. I suppose we've had quite a night. And
I don't know,
I
nope.
look at Anthony.
Knowing us, this is about exactly what I'd expect for our great reunion.
For certain. I'm only glad that I have the three people here that I care about the most.
Oh,
I knew I'd get your heartstrings. Anthony, how are you?
could be better. Could be worse. Got my hands on one of Kananti's men last night, so that's something.
So, are we in a good place or a bad place?
Do we want to move to the foyer to talk?
Yeah, let's find somewhere a bit quieter. Do you know where Caden is?
Well, as far as I'm aware, Kaden is with Victoria, right? She, that's also something we should talk about.
Strange, but what isn't this these nights? Let's find somewhere a bit quieter.
This is, I motion for herself for her to introduce herself.
Alex?
She will be joining us. As she has some information as well, I believe. So we'll. She's from the Camarilla, formerly. So that's formerly. I emphasize the formerly.
She extends her hand out to Hunter.
It's a pleasure, Alice.
Alex.
Alex, my apologies.
And I lead the way.
Tom pipes up, very sheepishly though. Hunter, would you like me to bring that body downstairs with the other body down there?
Growing collection. Yes, please.
Yeah, we never did figure out who that third body was before someone took it. We may need to get in touch with the Thin Bloods who disappeared. That was really weird. We also should probably talk about that at some point, but I'll take them from you, Hunter.
Very well, thank you.
And he takes them, and wits and insight, please.
Uh-oh. 5,
Mhm.
7.
Tom, you've known Tom quite a while now. He was the thin blood that you all rescued from Kananti's blood room. He was the first real thin blood that you came in contact with who wanted to help you, who was against Kananti, and he's never acted nervous like this, except in that one instance. And he is incredibly nervous to be around you, Hunter. He's incredibly, he's holding something back. He's afraid. You're not quite sure what it is. And with that many successes, I think that you get the feeling that maybe everyone else around you, except maybe Anthony, who's a little bit more stoic and can hold that all in, knows something that you don't know.
Okay. What's going on? Why is he scared of me? What do I need to know? Spill.
Caden has been turned by Victoria. Victoria's Caden's sire. She's teaching him a thing or two. They're together.
You can hear with the way Galen just says it, rapid fire out. You can hear all the other thin bloods around the room suddenly get quiet. They're moaning, even though they're in pain. They all get real quiet, real fast. And Stella looks at you, Anthony, as if like, what?
Now, why would you do that?
This is why I wanted us to go to the fight.
Yeah.
It was a situation, I suppose. He requested it. He demanded it.
Oh, this was Caden's idea.
I told him I'd feel whatever anger you had towards him, so...
Oh, so you're taking responsibility for something my dumb little ward had demanded to do.
Tom returns and hears how angry you are, says you did not leave the scene. All the thin bloods are sort of looking around, wondering, sort of crawling into another room.
Let's take this into another room, please, before...
I'm sure we should spare the thin bloods of this.
Would you like to head down to the basement?
Yes, I stomp angrily into the next room.
Tom immediately says, he did it because of me, Hunter.
This is everyone's fault but his. I am very confused. So, Baron, Tom, why don't you straighten out this bag of snakes for me?
Sure. He takes your hand, Astrid. I know you can do that thing where you can show people stuff, right? You can see stuff, show people stuff.
I can.
He takes your hand. Show Hunter.
I take it.
Rouse, check out. Astrid.
Yep. Right away.
Success. Wonderful. So you don't get any younger. So as Astrid takes your hand, you see a montage of Tom, the first night of him at Pirate's Voyage, the first night that you rescued him from Kananti's blood room, and meeting Caden. Caden helping him get settled, calming him down when Tom was having what looked like a nervous breakdown. See the time pass as Tom urges his memories forward of them spending more and more time together, becoming closer. You see Tom and Caden share kiss during the day, go on dates, forming a relationship. Then you see what looks like a very recent memory. You see all of your coterie mates around, and you see Tom bleeding profusely and heavily from the neck, a large serrated knife laying next to him, Caden weeping over his body, Galen and Anthony struggling to try and save his life, and Caden tears of fear turn into tears of anger as he looks towards the vampires. You hear him ask for someone to embrace him so that he never has to watch his lover die without knowing he could have done something to stop it. And the memory cease.
I'm gonna need to talk to Caden.
That tracks.
I'm sure he's got a lot of things to tell you.
I'm not sure I need to hear them. Do you all understand the things that I have trusted Caden with? The things that I promised to Caden? The deals that I've made?
Tom shakes his head, yes.
Then you will understand that I despise the impulsiveness of mortals. And I would like everyone to know that within the next few nights I would have embraced him myself. Save for this final test that he failed. So if I cannot get the words through my seething anger, then you will be able to explain it to him.
Didn't mean to hurt you, Hunter. I understand your anger, but I think you know what had to happen. Would you really have done anything different in our shoes? I mean, you can say you would, but I don't believe you.
I don't know. It's been too long since I breathed and watched people bleed like that. Maybe you're right. I would like to think that I could do something right.
Stella, who is clinging to Anthony, you notice. Hunter, you and I don't really know each other that well, but I can tell you that if Hayden got to make this choice, it makes a difference. And if you wanted to do this, it makes a difference in what you are afterwards.
I know that all too well because he previously asked me himself. But he didn't understand the deal. I suppose I no longer needed his services, so here we are. Would you like to deal with a Salubri or a previous Camarilla friend of yours, or hell, even Cananti himself? I have some fire to spit in various directions. Who wants to do what?
Alex says, well, if you have fire to spit, boy, do I have a target. And she looks directly at you, Astrid.
So, thanks to Alex here, I suppose your target would be someone that I suppose was our target all along in many ways. I'm talking about Dean, of course. He seems to be very keen on getting his control back and is employing a power that he joked about a long time ago. Well, not too long, I suppose, in your terms. For me, early on. And from what I researched, it is an incredibly difficult and just all around terrible idea. He is trying to bind, from what also Alex is telling me, he's trying to bind a werewolf to himself. In order to gain the control back. So,
I assume you know about werewolves.
I'm aware of them. Just a little bit.
Bits and pieces.
Then you know how dangerous they are.
And given that you're presenting this information to us, like we should do something, do you believe there is a non-zero chance that Dean will not just get himself killed and will actually succeed here?
I know
In fact-
intimately what is going to happen. Because I am responsible for this.
Oh, do tell.
And Alex will, after we have a very quick break. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Blood on the Grand Strand Season 3, Episode 4, Something I'd Forgotten. Last we left off our coterie, Hunter gave an impassioned speech about Caden and perhaps maybe feeling a little bit betrayed by his own coterie and certainly betrayed by his friend. Alex, the Tremere, who is with Astrid, is about to inform them why she believes that the most pressing matter is to go after Prince Dean Preston for his desire to bind a werewolf to himself. Alex moves over to, again, where you are in the basement is a lot of furniture owned by Hunter, 18th century vintage antique furniture. And she sits down in looks like a stool. It's underneath a white sheet. And she sort of leans her elbows on her knees as if this is a story she does not want to tell or never wanted to tell. I've known Dean for 20 or 30 years. We were in the pyramid together. If you have any questions, just stop me. He was always low man in the hierarchy. We both were. So when he started all of his plans to one day ascend to something higher, we would talk about the best way to do it. He would jokingly say werewolves. I never paid him much attention. But when he became prince, well, that suddenly became a possibility. So, I scouted for werewolves in the Grand Strand, and I came across one. She was very young, and she had an interest in the other supernatural creatures of the Grand Strand, including Thinbloods. She thought that perhaps, it's not important, but she thought that perhaps there could be a treaty of some kind, a way for all of us to coexist that wouldn't cause issues of the past, is how she would put it. So I befriended her and earned her trust, and then I betrayed it. Everyone, wits and insight, please. Hunter, that's a messy critical.
Yes, I'm very angry.
Uh-huh, you sure are.
Huh, 3 successes.
Mm-hmm. Anthony, also a critical success. God, she can't hide anything, apparently.
Not a critical, just 110. But four
No,
four
you're right. You're
successes.
correct, yes. You are correct. And it's a messy critical for Astrid as well. Hunter and Astrid, please increase your hungers again. Astrid, you are now at, if I am not mistaken, 3 hunger.
Yep.
Hunter, you are at
3.
3 hunger as well. So both of you feel this urging of your beast. Astrid, of course, you hear the voice of your sire in your mind. She's lying. Take her blood, child. End this facade. Do it now. You know what's best for the Grand Strand. We don't need dissenters. Of course, you're a beast hunter. Boss, come on. We're feeling real good. We're also feeling real pissed off. She's just causing us more problems. You know what you need to do.
Come now, need is a strong way of putting it, but we do work well in concert. Maybe say this with me. And I kind of just blurt out, if you're gonna tell it true. And I'm simultaneously gonna like use that moment to as catharsis, and I'm going to reduce my hunger by 1 using a bit of breathing, but also my Golconda focus on from the lore sheet. So I'm gonna retreat after that.
She looks very startled at your outburst, and yes, please decrease your hunger by 1. And all of you can tell that she's not entirely telling the truth. She's hiding something. And with Hunter's outburst, she says, befriended is maybe a mild word. We became close and intimate, she and I. So close and intimate that I was able to trick her to bringing one of her fellow werewolves to a glade in Longs, where Dean and other Tremere were waiting, where they attempted the ritual. It did not work. The werewolf did not survive it. And Julia was witness to it. She is now in a rampage, I suppose, would be how you would put it. Something happened to her just witnessing this. I'm trying to understand it myself, but it's not really pertinent because it did not deter Dean. He is going to continue this. He thinks that he can do it right next time, and I don't know who his next target is because I confronted him and he ousted me from the Camarilla.
So we have 2 avenues of attack. Either one, we hold back and we wait for him to fail, assuming he does, or we watch the, these are the same avenue, I suppose. Or we watch the ritual, we observe him, we follow him, and if it goes right, we intervene, but then if it goes right, he'll have a werewolf, so... I guess our friend.
If I may, Baron.
Yes.
I fear that should he attempt the ritual again and fail, or attempt the ritual again and it succeeds, the werewolves will come either way. I believe the only recourse to this is to present the werewolves his body and treat with them.
Fear you're right.
Astrid probably feels the tension in Hunter's arm release a little bit. He lets out a sigh and is like, if that is an avenue you wish to pursue, I have a werewolf. Friend is a strong word. Contact.
Do you know their name?
I do. Called Jan.
That is both good and bad. He is Julia's uncle.
Personal.
But I believe if you do know him and do have a contact, perhaps you could convince him that this is something he could bring to his people. Please, I do not know what you know about werewolves, but you do not want to... They could decimate the Sabbat, no question, no issue, but they will kill all of us. They will not stop, and we cannot stop them. They are powered by something besides preternatural blood. They are powered by a being they call Gaia.
I can bring
Hunter?
it. Yeah?
Are you on good terms?
We are Surprisingly, yes. I wouldn't stretch it, though.
All right. Let's inform the werewolves of what is going to happen. If this does go wrong, we fail to stop them. We fail to stop Dean. I think it would be best that. I mean, likely won't matter, but it would be best that the werewolves know we put our best foot forward. If you can get support from them, martial support from them, that would also be excellent. But I wouldn't count on it. What do we know about their numbers? How many does Dean still have with them?
Alex sort of shrugs. He has a handful of Tremere still loyal, but Astrid knows that the Camarilla is turning against him almost entirely. They are looking to her to lead.
Astrid, what contacts do you have, and can you rally them to help us with this?
I've already tried.
You already tried, you said?
Yes.
And they are not interested.
They relish in the chaos. They wish to see who will stand victor.
That sounds very much like the Camarilla that I know.
So we can't count on support from the Camarilla.
However, if I may, so I wonder how receptive would the werewolves be should we explain to them the cause and the situation that happened, and whether they could be a little bit more choosy with who they kill. Is that something that we just cannot count on? Is that something that just cannot happen? I look between Alex and Hunter.
Galen, you can attest to exactly how controllable an angry werewolf is. They...
like a runaway train.
Exactly. They might care, but not in the moment. So, one of their own, a family member no less, dying, being controlled, whatever ends up happening, they will not stop. We can tell them that we can deliver Preston to them, and they might accept that.
But if they don't, then we've got two fronts.
We should deliver
And one
Dean
of
to
them-
them.
Well, even if we don't bring Dean to them, we're going to have two fronts, right? Either way, we have two fronts, except with one, there is a possibility that they don't.
We should bring Dean to them.
I agree. So we know he has a handful of loyal subordinates.
I present this to you to handle. I cannot be there. I'm afraid they will kill me for what I have done. Perhaps deservedly so, but call me selfish to think of my own self-preservation.
Well, that much is clear. You get thrown out of the Camarilla, you come crawling to us, asking for help.
I could have simply left and let things play out as they were.
But
no,
you
I didn't.
And why is that?
Because I stupidly believe I can save her from what I have done. I know someone related to her is going to bring me some of her blood. And I will save her. Or die trying.
What do you intend to do with that blood, if I may ask?
Pull her back from the brink. I don't know. But I will spend the rest of my own life trying.
That will help you. I'm not going to be picky with who our allies are right now. I'll see if I can drum up some thin bloods who are in fighting shape, and we'll prepare for
Tom
himself.
sort of holds his hand up. Well, you got me. The rest of them are with Victoria and Caden getting blood and stuff. Supplies.
You're the only one?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Seen upstairs, and I think kind of I should stay with them to make sure they don't,
No, you should. If you're the only
pick up the
one, you
bucket.
should stay here. We'll handle this on our own then. As much as I don't like that idea.
Fucking
Hunter.
werewolves. Jesus Christ. And Tom starts heading upstairs.
You should meet with the werewolves in some capacity. I think in person would be risky, but maybe worth doing as a show of good faith.
Tom stops halfway up the stairs. Yes, Astrid?
Don't rely too much on this, what you heard here, until we have a plan. It will only make people...
I don't even know what you guys were discussing. The weather, probably. And he keeps
Fabulous.
upstairs.
I smile to him.
Alex also sort of nods her head at all of you and also leaves.
Well, what's the last thing on the agenda? Let's get this over with.
A word of warning before we continue. Last time we said we can't be picky about who we ally ourselves with. We practically walked into Conanti's trap.
I don't intend to do the same thing again, but I have no reason to believe that she poses the same threat Conanti did.
Did we expect him to pose any kind of threat?
Of course not, but right now we're at war.
I'm just saying. Baron.
Anthony, first of all, you don't need to call me Baron. And
Why
second
not?
of all, I do... For Coterie, it's not like that. At least not in private. I think, while I understand your hesitancy, Dean is going to present a problem for us, no matter what. And I'd rather not have one more enemy going into this mess. I'd rather have them be an enemy after than while
Of course. I think the best thing we can hope for from these werewolves is that they leave us alone. Unlike a lot of other things, I don't know anything about them, except that they're bad news.
Well, if they're anything like regular wolves.
They kill our kind for sport.
Yeah.
I've had entire packs just disappear, going from one city to another. Nothing but blood smears left of them.
And if they do anything other than ignore us, then our entire fight against Conanti is worthless.
If they decide to go after us, we're fucked.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. So let's get on this phone call and hope that we can convince them to give us this chance.
If we play our cards right, we may have a prince in our midst, Astrid.
I posed this question to Anthony before, and it's been, whispers here, talks there, looks over there. It's been in the talks. They want me to step up. And my thought at first was, I should. Let's do it. Because if I'm the one standing here for the Camarilla, I've still got all of your interests in mind. So who better then? But that would also make me a prime target for everyone not liking anything I have to do. And if Dean is any indication, princes don't live long over here. And I don't work that well outside of my shadows.
Stella opens her mouth. Become Prince Astrid, and then tear them down. They don't need to be here. They're not welcome here. They muscled their way in. Why should you give them any grace?
I understand where you're coming from, but there's someone very powerful in my shadow. Someone I fear. Someone I've been keeping at bay this whole time.
Well, let's cross our fingers that she goes the way of Victoria. No offense, Baron.
None taken.
Ideal. Not until then. You want me to? There will be fire coming my way.
I don't know. I think it's a perfect way to get Dean to meet with you. Somewhere remote. You are his favorite child. That's what everyone calls you.
You'll be putting a target on your back. even if we survive all of this, there's a lot of, this is Anarch territory. There will be people who don't understand or who intentionally won't understand.
I won't lie to you. Some nights I'm wondering how come I'm still here. I can't run fast. I can only hide and nod my head. And so it worries me. You guys are probably the reason why I'm still here. Why Anarchs have not just, removed me.
I think the truth is that every single one of us in this room is here because they had the support of the others in this room. We all owe our lives to each other. Every single one of us. It's your decision to make, and whatever decision you make, I think I can speak for all of us when I say that we'll do our best to protect you.
Agreed. Ambitious child springs from the shadows to take her sire's place as prince is a pretty common story, no matter what the truth is.
Can't lie, it would be an interesting proposition to have an Anarch Baron, the Camarilla Prince, share a coterie.
Do what you think is right.
Whatever you do, we're here for you.
Is this something that can help a situation right now? Like you said, Stella, he would meet me with me?
I don't know. I don't want to use you as a pawn. I think that would make Anthony real mad. But if Hunter could get the werewolf and make a deal, let him know what's going on, and then you call Dean and maybe meet somewhere, and then, I don't know, we all jump him. Give him to the werewolves, and then, beef squashed, right? Is that what we're doing?
I hope so.
My main concern with bringing werewolves into this, at least with him still alive, is that if we were to say, get a meeting with him and then just tell the werewolves where to be, then
I don't like
if they
that
take
idea.
casualties,
That sounds like a
it'll be
really
problem.
bad idea.
We need to deal with him ourselves.
Anthony, that sounds like a bad idea, right? You talking about werewolves tearing each other limb from limb? What if they get, what if they get a taste for it and then they just want to start ripping all the vampires they see?
I think, first of all, that Astrid should decide entirely what to do on her own. And I think, despite the well wishes of this coterie, it's pretty clear that some of us want to just use her as a dangling piece of meat to get the ex-prince, soon-to-be ex-prince, out of his hiding. I don't like that idea. I don't like using Astrid as bait.
I can do it.
Still.
He asked me not that long ago to be sheriff, but Azaria told me to tell him no, to make him sweat. So I said no. But I can do it.
Stella, if you do this, there is not just non-zero, there is a very high chance that you could be harmed or killed in this
Yes.
operation.
That's okay.
In fact, I'll say it's likely you don't walk away from this.
I've lost a lot in the last 24 hours. I'm okay with that.
There has to be another way. I'll
get him to the
I
location.
don't want you to take my place. I will have you on my conscience for the rest of my own life, and that's possibly a long time. So I don't know.
Look,
maybe not.
We don't even know if
no.
look, Astrid, we don't even know if the werewolves will accept. Hunter hasn't called him yet.
Fair enough.
And if we do have a meeting place that you want to jump the prince, I'll get him there. I can do it. I know I can do it. And then you guys can come in blasting or whatever. Take him down, tie him up real pretty, like a turkey for Thanksgiving, and bring him to the werewolves.
We have also got this guy, and I point to Ethan. I don't like saying this, but I don't know if we can use him, because Dean, weirdly enough, does not care as much about him as I wished he would. For better reasons than what we need right now,
Astrid.
mind you.
Astrid, do you want to get rid of Dean?
Yes.
Do you care if you exploit his feelings for you?
No. No,
You are
he
his
does
favorite
not
child.
deserve grace.
You're his favorite child, correct?
Yes.
Would it be safe to assume that he would jump at the chance to help you if you were in danger? Would he consider you expendable?
I don't know. I think not.
There is a way to do this without putting you in immediate danger. Stella,
Yes.
if you tell Dean that you have heard that her Coterie member has figured out her connection to him, that we have her staked, and we're going to drain her, Dean is going to lose his shit and is going to come after us.
Yes. I believe so.
I love a good scheme.
Does this make me a real anarch now?
You've always been a real anarch.
She smiles broadly. So, call up your furry friend. And let's figure out if they're even willing to accept this before we start killing princes.
Oh, this is a man I've got on speed dial. Give me a moment. And Hunter actually goes to his office.
Upstairs?
Yeah.
So this is a private conversation.
Yes.
Those of you with heightened senses. I believe Astrid has heightened senses. Do either of you have heightened senses? Well, I'm sorry.
I didn't see it.
Come in. I don't believe so. Yeah, you have sensed the unseen. I'm sorry. So Hunter really does get his privacy. Isn't that nice? So do you sit down? Do you like take do you force yourself to take a breath?
No, I imagine that Jon would probably respond quite well to Hunter's anger and frustration. So Hunter throws himself back in his chair, puts his boots up on his desk, and starts to call Jon.
Nothing can break Hunter's stride. So you dial, and after the third ring, Jon picks up.
Jon,
Stepiro?
I have some terrible news for you.
Is it about my nephew?
Oh, no. Alive and well. It is unfortunate that I have to report another family member may be in danger. See, I'm getting ahead of a situation here where a certain vampire prince is attempting to take control of one of your kind.
What is a vampire prince?
It's not really anything. The most
Is he
important...
Blood witch.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Now,
About the blood witches.
these blood witches are not to be held accountable for the rest of our actions, which I know we have to make recompense for. So,
Remains to be seen, Mr. Pero.
yeah, well, how about I deliver him to you before he does any damage? Any more damage?
What is the terms of this? This is another favor you are asking from me. You give me something, so I give you something. That is how your kind works, no?
Well, yeah, it's not so far from the truth. We got a deal here. The terms of which are you keep the lid on that incredibly murderous anger that your kind has towards ours. And we give you, the perpetrator, no strings attached. You can do what you like with him after that.
Hear him let out a sigh, and it sounds like a growl. It sounds very feral. The Blood Witch, the prince that you want to give me, is it a woman?
No, it's a man.
There's another Blood Witch I would also like to have. Blonde woman. Do you know her?
I do.
Let me educate you, Mr. Piro. Times past, when we did hunt your kind. Things are a little different now. We have much bigger, what is the phrase? Fish to fry. You are inconsequential, for the most part, until your blood witches start sticking their nasty little fingers where they don't belong. You give me your prince. We will not harm you, if that is your ask. You give me the woman. I can offer you many things outside of brute force. She hurt me sobrina. She hurt my niece. And I will have my restitution.
You know, she means to mend that hurt.
Yes, I have heard. Do you believe that she can do this? Be honest.
Having recently been betrayed myself, whether your niece wants to come back seems to be her decision.
That's why I cannot talk to your leeches. Not everything is a matter of free will. What Julia is suffering from is beyond your understanding. She has given in to the rage that lives within us, and there is no coming back. All this Blood Witch will do is cause more problems for Julia and my fellow Garu. You bring me the woman, the prince, obviously, and I will give you myself in a brute fashion, or perhaps you have a need to travel to worlds beyond. I can do that too. Or any other silly thing that you leeches get up to.
Now that is a most exciting offer. You will know whether I have accepted by her presence at a meeting point I will inform you of later.
No. There is only one meeting point. And you should write this down.
I get a piece of paper.
Colonial Charters. Longs. Just on the edges of the Grand Strand. You will not wish to perform any trickery there. I guarantee it.
Oh. I wouldn't dream of it.
Have a pleasant evening, Mr. Piro.
You too, Jan. I hang up the phone. Think for a little bit. And then I go to the rest of my coterie. It seems we have an opportunity to make good the crimes of these blood witches. There's a meeting place. and they have agreed to take the prince as well. Jan will attempt to palm the other members of his pack without offering. I look meaningfully at Anthony.
Yes.
We should discuss strategy.
Is your intention, Hunter, to get Anthony away from everyone else? To isolate him? To speak with him?
Yes.
Mhm.
I'll take Anthony to the office and make it seem as normal as possible.
Wits and insight for Galen and Astrid, please. Stella is, of course, going to want to come with you. You'll have to tell her not to, Anthony.
You're not coming along.
3 for Galen.
3
That's
for
enough.
me, yeah.
That's enough. Look at you, Galen, rolling good today.
I think it's the karma from however many years I've been in games with you and never rolling any successes ever.
Only one for Astrid. So, Anthony, you tell Stella to stay behind, and Stella immediately goes over to you, Astrid, to maybe discuss, as if to say, like, well, we'll discuss our own strategy, won't we, Astrid? But Galen, you can tell that Hunter is taking Anthony aside to not only discuss strategy. There's something, there's subtext there that you're missing. They're going to discuss something that you might want to listen to.
Honestly, I respect and trust them, and even though I probably should listen in, I'm going to let them do it.
All right. So Hunter, you take...
I don't want anybody having any gripes with me, because after this is done, I'm going to need their help.
So Hunter and Anthony go upstairs, back into his office. Close the door.
Yes.
We have to give the and I say this in the cryptolect.
Mm-hmm.
We have to give the werewolves the other blood witch. We want to send them at the Sabbat without endangering all of the other kindred in this town. We have another trade on our hands.
Are you saying they will go against Konanti if we give them her?
They'll do whatever we want.
Not sure I believe that, but filtering it through my mind, I can assume they're going to owe us a rather big favor. I see no problem with this. I don't trust her. And it's telling that she came to us immediately after she got outed from the Camarilla.
I have a feeling that foolishness of hers is a leading streak. And that will just cause more issues for us.
Do you know what they wanted with her? I'm assuming they want to kill her, but...
The stories align. She certainly did cause problems for Jan's niece.
Well, she said she was going to fix things. This is a perfect opportunity for her to put her words into action, I suppose.
You know, that's a very good reason for her to meet, said, I was going to say canines, lupines.
Can't believe you were able to talk to them. All I've heard about them is that they just go crazy and kill everything in sight. Guess there's always something new to learn.
Well, it helps that if you're doing it from a distance and giving them money to help with their forest restoration projects, that buys you a lot of favor. And, well, when you're in the same place with them, it's very easy for me to not be in the same place as I am when I'm talking.
Okay. I'm not sure I followed, but you're sure then? You can trust them?
We can trust them to do what they've always done.
Will they kill Dean?
Will they kill him? I guess does being torn apart by a lupine kill you? Is the question.
Good. Good. And one
Yeah.
less Camarilla. One less kindred. With her as well. I think it's a fair price.
Well, I don't mean to disparage Baron or Astrid, but I don't think this is something they necessarily need to know about.
It'll be our little secret.
We can tell them if it comes up.
I'm sure they'll notice. Do you think it's going to cause a problem in the group?
No, but I know they can be a little softer-hearted than you.
I can be soft-hearted when I want to.
I know. You still have to introduce me to your boo.
I'm sure he'd be delighted to meet you. Are you okay with this? Will you be able to go through with it?
She's a vampire. These are her consequences.
Damn right.
Downstairs, while you wait, Stella is observing the body of the salubri. She turns to you. Galen, is this like your brother or something?
In a sense, I guess. We're certainly clanmates.
Where did Hunter get a salubri from? No offense. I mean, I just don't hear about y'all very often.
Yeah, we tend to be pretty few and far between.
Hunter and Anthony send down the stairs.
What do you want us to do with this guy?
I don't really know yet. I think they'll have some interesting insights into what the hell the hunters were up to specifically. They were working with them, it seems.
What hunters?
Oh, yeah, don't worry about it.
What do you mean?
I am worried about it.
Okay.
Yes, let's lay things on the table, please. This has been.
Was this the thing when all the thin bloods went with y'all? Was this the thing? Was it hunters?
That's the thing.
Yeah, this one,
Why wouldn't they tell me that? Why wouldn't they mention it? They just said that you and Galen were going out.
They are a strange bunch. I think they have trust issues. It's fair given their association with Cananti, but nonetheless, they were helping us deal with these hunters.
How did you deal with these hunters?
With a werewolf. Astrid, you're familiar with the haunted house?
Oh God. Yes.
Yeah, it was there.
These hunters are dead.
Galen, you know if all of them died? Some of them got away.
I'm sure a handful got away, but they have been severely reduced in their capacity. They're a problem that we can deal with later.
That reminds me. Those goddamn kindred they got locked up owe us. So if you're looking for allies, maybe you could track them down.
I'll need a little moment. I gotta prepare before we leave. I leave the room.
Uh-oh.
To do
What new
what
appendage
exactly?
he'll come out
I
with.
sent a text asking, are you alright?
To Marcus.
Yes.
He responds pretty quickly. Oh, so now you're talking to me.
Sorry, it's been a long night.
Tries to call.
Look around. Is there anyone else there? In the room where I am?
No.
Okay, good. Yes. Hi.
Robin. The fuck? I mean, come on, leaving me on red? Aren't we a little bit past that?
Marcus, I'm sorry. There's a lot going on. I know I keep saying that, but shit is going down.
Yeah, I know. I'll be there soon. Still working on some shit at the bureau. I told you I was coming back. I told you I wasn't gonna leave forever.
Don't come here. Don't come here. I'll call you.
I gotta. I don't really have a choice about it. I gotta.
Look, okay, just be careful, and I promise I'll keep texting you.
Yeah. I can't hold you to that because you left me on red like 2 days. I understand that you're busy. I'm busy too. I still make the time.
I know. It won't happen again.
It's you that's got to worry about being careful. The reports that I'm getting out of there are really bad.
Was it your people that...
Was it my people that what?
Have you had any people in town lately gone missing?
Yes.
Fuck. All right.
That's not really what I'm worried about. As far as Hazel has told me, it was a werewolf.
Yeah, I know. There's more of them here.
I'm more concerned about the reports that we're getting from underground.
What are they telling you?
They're starting to keep confidential files from me, which is why I have to go.
Yeah. I'll talk to you later.
No, which is why I have to leave New York. Is what I mean.
All right.
Watch out for the underground, the electric system. Something's going on.
All right. I'll keep it in mind.
I love you, Little Wing.
I love you too, Marcus.
I'll see you soon. He hangs up.
I go back inside. All right. Sorry about that.
While you're gone, Stella is really anxious. I mean, I really want to know a vampire working with kindred. That's so a vampire working with hunters. It's so weird. I mean, can't I just take the stake out for like 1 second and like ask him one question? Just one question. Can I just do it? Just one. I gotta know. Like where does that idea come from?
Who exactly is this person, actually? I look to Hunter. Do you know anything about them? More so than, like...
How do we know it's a salubri, by the way? Is it the obvious? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean...
It's pretty obvious.
Right.
Weakness on the forehead.
Yeah.
What can he do if we unstake him? Because, you know, that's the question.
Galen might be able to answer that one.
I was going to say, I think it would be a bad idea to unstake him until we're certain what we want to do.
Anthony and I could flesh his legs and arms together. Then he can't do anything.
It doesn't last forever, but...
And I also
Long
don't know
enough
if,
for me to ask him a couple of questions.
even without his arms and
Easy
legs,
there,
he can
cowboy.
still get in your head.
We could take his arms and legs off.
Even if you did that.
We could take out his eyes.
Please.
Just leave.
Stella.
He's staked already, man.
I kind of move away from the stake, like just
Stella
a little
seems delighted just at the idea of these things. And Anthony, you see the smile on her face. You recognize that.
Yeah. Azaria.
Hello. From the brief encounter we had before we staked the Salubri, I might not be recalling this correctly. The Salubri tried to dominate us, right?
You never encountered the Salubri. Ramon came out with the Salubri out of the house.
Oh, okay. We haven't had a chance.
And he just handed him over to you because you already had a woman who is missing, who was staked that Victoria brought. She's missing. And Ethan, the prince's child, was already here. So Ramon just thought, add it to your collection, which is what he said to you.
Yes, he did. Okay, so really, I just kind of stand there and shrug.
Fair enough, but I look to Galen. Can we expect him to take us over in some way, or just...
Well, we can't. We shouldn't expect him not to.
Is there something about your clan that makes them want to help the humans, like by killing us? You know, because we all have things, right? Obviously, I'm very interested in flesh stuff, and Anthony is too. But, like, what do you do?
Some of the only interactions I've had with other Salubri have been them trying to kill me, so I'm not exactly the resident expert, but I can tell you this. Salubri can be pretty atypical in a lot of ways. So, look, I think unstaking this guy will open a whole can of worms that perhaps shouldn't be dealt with until at least we know what's going on with Dean.
Can wait another night. It's fine.
All right. So what's the plan then? Now that you've had your secret talks upstairs.
Yes, well, Stella, you get in touch with Dean. Let him in on the fact that you've been cozying up to me, and I felt enough confidence in revealing that we are planning to deal with a traitor in our coterie. Someone who's planning to turn to the Camarilla, become prince. He'll believe it, probably, because she's his childer. Why wouldn't she? He will be conflicted, but he'll try to get her before she reveals too much.
And where should I tell him to go?
Not here.
Not here.
Well, that's why I'm asking.
Well, there's an old abandoned air... well, we don't want to call it an airport, more like a flight field, airfield. It'll be poetic.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but do you need me to be staked for this?
No, of course not.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
This entire thing hinges on you having the freedom to choose what happens. If you want to be staked, that's entirely up to you, but clearly you don't want to.
He may have ways to check on me, is what I'm worried about.
You should be at the airfield too.
Yeah, you'll be in the trunk, tied up, but not very tightly.
As you're having this conversation, Tom rushes downstairs. He's moving real fast. Sorry to break up this little meeting. We have a problem.
All right.
Go ahead.
He pulls out his phone and he shows the Myrtle Beach News playing a breaking news report that someone has hijacked a helicopter. Now, here in Myrtle Beach, you know that there are many helicopters that fly over the ocean for tours. But someone has hijacked a helicopter this evening and dropped a massive statue right in the middle of the strip of downtown.
Sorry, what?
Statue.
And Tom pauses the video and takes a screenshot and zooms in on it. You see that the statue is a statue of the... Well, let's do intelligence and academics for everyone real quick. If you all don't know, Tom at least will know.
Not my strong suit.
That is a messy critical.
Messy critical again, Hunter.
It's
I'm angry.
Messy critical again for Astrid.
one success for me, which
Just
is
two for me.
neglected by the one.
Yep.
Fair enough.
So,
but six.
Astrid, you recognize it immediately, as does Hunter, as this is a statue of the Egyptian god Set. Astrid, increase your hunger one more time. You are now at 4 hunger. You are at a dangerous level for your hunger. You feel your fangs grow in your mouth. You feel this pounding at your chest. And you look at your coterie mates, and they are looking pretty tasty right about now. And if you do not feed very quickly, you're going to eat whoever and whatever is around you. Hunter, you notice as well that it is a statue of Set, and you are immediately angry. Cannot control it. You know it's associated with Kananti. He's a snake, he's a Setite, a serpent. He did this, and he is causing a local news story to report on him. You don't know the details, and you don't care. Grab the phone out of Tom's hand and crush it in your hand. Throw it on the ground. Tom looks extremely startled.
Do we have some spare thin bloods to topple this thing?
I'm sure we do.
They're out with Caden and Victoria right now. I'm sorry. I thought you should know.
The flag.
Call them.
It's a statue. It's a statue.
It is Kananti's statue.
Yeah, but he dropped it in the middle of downtown, and they're reporting on it. What the fuck are we supposed to do about it?
Take it down.
He's trying to get us to do something stupid. Let's not fall for his bait.
We gotta do something, or the news is gonna make a thing out of it. They already are making a thing out of it.
The ship has sailed. It has been a thing. Someone hijacked a helicopter and planted a fucking statue of an Egyptian god in the middle of the street.
It would be even more of a thing if people rushed there to remove it who weren't government officials.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you very much. Exactly what I was thinking.
What are you gonna do about it, Baron? Because he is pissing on your turf.
Let him throw his tantrum.
Well,
We'll
before you
deal with
crushed
Dean.
my phone, the news was saying that they had a scroll in his hand. I really think that we should figure out what the scroll says before the news reads it.
Yeah, that's worth doing, actually. I think,
Sorry, Hunter. I don't mean to be mad. That phone was like $500.
I dig around in my pocket for $500.
And he just looks at it like, well, thank you, Mr. 1%.
okay. Let's go see if we can get that scroll before the news does. But... fuck.
Knowing the time we're living in, there's got to be like 40 pictures taken already of that scroll.
Push up my phone. I put it in. I put it out for anyone to take it. Look, just take a look.
I'll look.
I can't right now. Just look, find it, look at it. Is there pictures on it online? I would do it, but I can't. If I am around anyone else and I don't eat soon, I will bite you. So take my phone and I'll see myself out.
All right, I'll take the phone and I will start frantically Googling.
Stella,
You don't see, there's been no, you see people post to social media of the statue. The police have done a very quick and fast job of keeping people away from the general area. So there's pictures of the statue of a scroll in its hand, but the scroll has been removed and is now with the police station, with the police department. You do have Stella, who has connections to the police department. She used to be a homicide detective. And Anthony, you know that from what you have heard from Esther, Ruby's girlfriend, who you removed the memories of, that police department seemed to be in the pocket of what remains of the Hecata here.
Great. A psychopath.
Yeah.
Astrid, I will not stop you from leaving the room. However, you're going to go upstairs where there is lots of blood flowing freely, so to speak. Unless you would like to snack on one of the thin bloods. You think maybe they owe you one.
I roll up my sleeve. You can take some from me. I got plenty to spare.
I take your hand, I squeeze it, and then I let go. I'm like, I can't.
It's your decision.
I'm sorry. Thank you, but I can't.
Do you need help hunting?
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm usually better than this at controlling these things. I do need help. I hope they're gonna be soon back. I can't go upstairs because there's so much blood up there.
Let's go up and find you something.
If I go mad, just hold me, okay? I'm not strong enough to tear out of any one of you's grasp, I don't think. Sorry,
Hunter and Astrid leave the area. You're explaining to Anthony, Galen, you're explaining to Anthony about the scroll, it being at the police department. Stella is down there. I mean, we could go there. We could get it. They're a bunch of like lackeys for the necromancers. They don't like you, Galen, but we got to get it before they do something stupid with it.
Yeah.
The question is, how do we get it? Do we get it or do we get it? Do we go in there and take it? Or do we ask for a favor?
I'll get it. Figure out another way to get Dean to wherever it is you want to get him.
Stella, you
I'll
told
get.
me yourself.
I used to be a homicide detective, Anthony. I'll get it.
You were betrayed.
Yeah, well, maybe I need a little payback. It's about time.
Remember what you promised me.
I remember.
Fine.
And with that, she walks over to Ethan. And she chomps down. She says, he's missing an arm. Did we all know this? Yes? No? Maybe? Okay.
Did I take it? I did. I lose track of.
She pulls up his other arm and she bites down into it. And then drops it. I will call one of you when I have the scroll. If I don't call, then come to the police station, please.
Of course.
I'll be there.
She heads upstairs. Hunter and Astrid. You'd like to hunt. Where are you going?
She's walking next to him and she's going, maybe this is just all a bother. I can't believe I'm saying this, but if you stake me, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to go mad.
You're not going mad. It is an infuriating situation. We've got to feed that beast of yours. You sure you... I know I didn't agree to it earlier, but if you want my blood, you can have it. Or I can just find you someone. I'll agree.
You know what? You know what it means if I feed on you. I trust you. I do.
I know.
But
And
that's another person on your conscience. You've got so many.
you're always on my mind anyway, Astrid. I don't want this to be twisted. That's what I don't want, is for me to end up telling you to do something and the bond you feel compelling you. I have something that might, I don't know, it's a level of trust between the two of us. If you want. We can be bonded to each other, just not in a normal way.
To be very fair with you, I don't, even though there is a profound difference, I don't think it would make a difference, if you know what I mean. I think that even without the bond, if you asked me to do something, I would. There is not a lot I managed to keep from my life. But loyalty to the people I love is one of them.
We value the same things. In full truth, if I tell you this, you'll be able to do the same thing.
Now let's do this.
Okay. Well, just to make sure you don't go hungry, I'm gonna nibble on someone real quick.
Okay.
And I'm going to do the quickest feed you've ever seen.
Okay.
Certainly 1 dot of hunger, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Is
I'd
there
like to
someone?
get rid of that.
Just roll me charisma subterfuge and give me at least 1 success.
Okay.
Because where do you think you are? You think you've managed to walk all the way down to the strip, or
That's what I was thinking of heading towards.
okay? So you're about
That's
almost to
one.
the almost to the treasure club. That's 1 success. Yep. So you see someone, young man, sort of stumbling around, and he's obviously just been kicked out of a club of some kind, and he's a little bit belligerent, and he starts walking over to Astrid, and he's like, "Hey, baby, hey, you want to
Hi.
come back to my place?"
Oh, don't you like the moon over here? Isn't it
What? The
pretty?
moon?
Yeah, there's free drinks this way.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! And he starts
Yeah.
walking,
And then
stumbling.
And then we get into the alley, and it's like, but the free drinks aren't for you. And I bite him on the neck.
And you're able to remove 1 hunger. You're gonna feel pretty smooth right now. You can taste the amount of liquor in his blood, and you feel a little bit heady, a little woozy. Feels kind of nice.
Okay.
He wasn't drinking good liquor though.
Hmm.
It was just a lot of tequila shots.
Ooh. I
And he's slumped over entirely in the alley. He's passed out completely. That took him out.
okay. Yeah, and then find somewhere probably a little bit more private. And then I offer my wrist to Astrid.
Can walk from here to under the boardwalk, under the pier. It's very private there. Sound of the ocean behind you.
I take the bite. I kiss his wrist first, and then I take the bite. And I look him in the eye as I do it.
All right. And you are going to... How much are you going to drink? You're at 4 hunger. You could sate yourself entirely on Hunter's blood.
No, I take 2.
All right. So you drink, not completely full, but as you drink, Hunter's blood is spicy, fiery, rich. It is a cascade of colors, flavors, sounds, and music. It is exciting, much more exciting than you expected it to be. Taste the power in his blood, and as it fills you, blooms inside of you, you feel that there is no one on the Grand Strand or perhaps anywhere else that you would rather be with than with Hunter. You feel as if there is no one more important in the Grand Strand than Hunter, and should anything happen to Hunter, you will do everything in your power, even giving up your own life, to save his. And Hunter, please make me 2 Rouse checks. Astrid, you are now bonded to Hunter. Hunter, you succeeded both Rouse checks. You do not gain any hunger from this. And Astrid, you can move your hunger down to 2.
I close the wound smoothly. Kiss his wrist again. And then I just go and I give him a hug. And it I'm trying not to cry. And she doesn't really say anything, though. She's just very quiet.
Hunter holds onto her very tightly for, a quiet while, and then says, I guess in that case I have something to tell you.
Yes.
Now, this is probably not as exciting as it may sound, but for a very long time, I have been protecting a certain weakness that I don't know anyone else has. But I don't know if you ever guessed, but Hunter Piro is not my real name. Although it is the one I have chosen. My real name is Benoit Thibodeau, and that is something only 2 other people know, and one of them is dead. My mother and my sire. The weakness is that if anyone knows this name, they have an extremely powerful hold over me. But I guess you already do.
I will guard the secret with my own life.
Thank you. Well, yeah, please call me Hunter. That man is very much dead.
I understand. I understand. Thank you.
Time has passed. Galen and Anthony, while you've waited, Hunter and Astrid have been gone for a significantly long enough time where you might go like, why is it taking this long to find people? It's Myrtle Beach and it's the height of summer. They're drunk everywhere. Why is this taking so long? And you get a phone call from Stella. Anthony, you do.
Yeah. Pick it up.
I got the scroll.
Good. Any problems?
No.
Make sure you're
It's,
not being tailed. We'll meet you.
Anthony, it's totally stupid. It's nothing.
Do I want to know?
It says nothing. There's nothing on it. He did this for no reason. He did this just to make a statement. He did this for something. I don't know.
Yeah, go figure.
I really want to go get a look at the statue. I have the scroll. I'm going to head down the strip to go look at it.
Call me when you're done.
I'd rather you meet me there.
Don't do anything stupid. So, I'll meet you at the statue. We'll work it out together.
All right. She hangs up the phone. Do you tell Galen or do you just go?
I'll tell Galen. We're honest with each other.
Do you say so?
Yeah. Well, the scroll doesn't have anything in it. I don't know if that means that it's just gobbledygook or if it's just plain empty. But Konati's having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Not too surprised.
Certainly
about
getting
that.
bolder.
Or desperate. Trying to trick us to do something really dumb.
Yeah.
I gotta meet up with Stella. But, we're doing this thing with, we're doing this thing tonight with,
Dean,
Dean.
I think we should still go through with it.
Alright. I'll have Stella drop me off. Or rather, I guess. I'll, split with her at the statue, and she'll head off to talk to Dean, and we'll get this ball rolling.
You have your own car too, Galen, if you wanted to go check out the statue.
I don't feel the need to. It's not worth the risk.
Hunter and Astrid, also where you are, is close enough to the strip where you can hear the commotion from the police officers, from people gathered around. You could make your way to the statue if you wish. Or you could return to Pirate's Voyage.
We can do if we're careful about it. If he sees us, though, he knows who we are.
He'll try and start something, we'll finish it. But we can always look from a distance.
Let's go.
Okay.
So you head off there. It's a very short walk. Anthony, you'll definitely get there around the same time in your car. It's also not far from Pirate's Voyage. And all three of you converge on the crowd of people who are just sort of taking pictures of it, staring at it, and talking about it. And they're saying, like, is this some sort of stunt? Like, are they bringing Club Karma back? And you can see that the statue is literally on the rubble of what was once Club Karma. Like, is this like is it going to be like Egyptian themed when they rebuild it or something? Because, I mean, this is kind of cool. You know what I'm saying?
Is there any kind of police tape around it? Or are people climbing all over it? Or
No, there's police tape around it, so no one's getting that terribly close.
All right.
But you can see etched onto the statue is something. Might have to get a little bit closer to see it, though, unless anyone has heightened senses, which we established they do not.
I'll move up and check it out. You guys.
I'm gonna go past the tape.
Yes. Move with conviction.
One of the officers attempts to stop you. Can't cross the line, sir.
Just taking a look. I'm using dominate. See which one we're doing.
Well, which one are you using?
I'm gonna assume mesmerize might be a good one.
Okay, so Ross check.
Yes.
Don't need to make a roll because he is not a ghoul.
Well,
That's success. And he goes, yeah, sure. And Hunter and Astrid, you can see Anthony doing this. If you'd like to sort of sneak in behind him, you can.
Yeah. Yeah, go on then.
Okay, so all three of you sort of scuttle over to the statue. You see etched on it is a pyramid. Very clearly etched pyramid. Astrid, you have sensed the unseen, is that correct?
Yes.
Would you like to look at it through preternatural senses?
Yes, please.
You open your senses, stare at the statue, covered entirely with blood magic of some kind. Are all of your names over and over and over again on the top of the statue, under the statue, around it. Galen's name is across its genitals. It is purposeful message to you all.
Looks like we got a fan. No, I don't know that. I didn't see anything, so.
No, you don't. Only Astrid can see this.
Oh, that's true. Never
Galen decided he didn't want to go.
She just looks appalled for a second and with the black eyes and stuff, and then she just goes, there's blood magic script all over this, but there's no spell necessarily. It's just our names and just our coterie names or anyone else that I can see.
Well, let's find out. Trying to think of what would be a good role for the investigation. Maybe wits investigation. Let's try. Add your dots for your auspex. How many dots and auspex you have? Add that.
Aspects.
Galen's like, actually, I do want to go see the statue.
Yeah, now I want to go see the fucking statue. I'm like, why is everyone taking so long?
Yeah, so if you'd like, Galen, you're like, okay, now everyone's gone and no one's coming back.
The blue Prius pulls up to the statue.
That's totally fine. And you see that your coterie are all up against the statue. So that's 3 successes. You do see other names on there. You see Ruby. You see Ramon. And you see Theo. Any other names you don't see?
I relay this. Well, that's our name.
Galen, you're sort of across the line, so you can still hear them. But if you'd like to sneak across the line, I will let you.
Look, the dice don't like me.
I know they don't. I know they don't, sweetie.
That's what she offered.
Ooh, how funny would it be, though, if I got arrested?
I mean, roll me a dex stealth to get underneath the tape with
Okay,
no one
let's
noticing.
do it. I have 2 stealth and I think 2 dex.
You're
So
evil, Huddy.
No, I'm not.
3 successes.
Perfect. Okay, so you sneak around from the other side. You sneak under the yellow tape, and suddenly your missing coterie mate is with you. And Astrid is relaying that the statue is covered in names etched in blood sorcery that you can't see with the naked eye, so to speak. You can turn on Sense the Unseen. Make sure to cover that little blood droplet that's going to come down, and you can see it too. You can see all of your names.
Take a look at that scroll.
Especially your wow, especially your name written across the genitals, and you see the names of some of the thin bloods that you've met written on there, like Ruby and Theo and Ramon.
Very mad.
I'm starting to think maybe we might have pissed him off a little bit.
And that makes me so happy.
Yeah.
I like these thin bloods more now.
I think you hold a really special place in his heart, Galen.
Yeah, I think so.
Stella
I
there
think.
somewhere.
Anthony, what's awareness?
There's a bomb in the statue. 4 successes.
You don't see Stella.
Of course not. Do I see the car anywhere?
No.
I call her.
She does not answer.
God damn it.
And that is where we will end episode 4, Something I'd Forgotten, for this evening. Thank you, everyone.